Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, video released as questions are raised about a man's arrest in one Connecticut town. Police released body cam footage of the incident tonight. We're going to show it to you.
Also, new video tonight, a man in a coma after crashing while being chased by state police. We'll hear from his family and lawyer who accused the trooper of not helping him.
And up in flames, the oldest building on UConn's campus catches fire. Tonight, the battle to put out those flames and what the building means to the school. But we begin at 10 with new video tonight. Shelton police releasing body camera footage of an arrest after calls from the public to release it. Good evening, I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Brent Harden. Thanks for joining us tonight. Now, we want to warn you, you might find this video difficult to watch. Fox 61's Gabby Molina has been looking into the video, and she joins us now in studio with the new details. Gabby.
Yeah, this incident happened back on December 29th, and it started when an anonymous caller told police they were worried about another person's safety. They told police that person is in a domestic situation, and they sent a text message with a code word that means they needed help. Again, we do want to warn you, you might find the video difficult to watch. Shelton police have released 2 officers' body camera footage from a December 29th arrest. The video shows the moments officers arrive to a home after getting a call that someone inside might need help. When officers arrive, faint arguing can be heard in the home. A man, identified as Gordon Cole, opens the door. At one point, an officer can be seen moving him out of the way to try to get to another person in the home. It appears there's another adult and children inside at the time. For about 10 minutes, officers try to get Cole to come outside.
I'm going to explain to you outside. All right? We didn't just show up here, man. It ain't like
Officers can be seen talking to the other adult in the home and eventually tell Cole they believe he is violating a protective order and will be taken into custody. About 20 minutes in, things start to escalate when officers try to place Cole under arrest.
I got it. I put my hand behind. All right, we tried, but we're getting.
A few minutes later, officers take him out of the home and put him in a police cruiser. Following this incident, there were calls from the public for police to release the body cam footage, including from Black Lives Matter 860.
What we were here to do was, first of all, to seek transparency. We had strong concerns that the initial FOIAs were ignored or declined.
Shelton police say under Connecticut law, police are not required to release body cam footage from domestic violence incidents, and as a result, worked with the Milford State's attorney on the issue and redacted the video to protect victims' privacy. Black Lives Matter 860 says it has other concerns about the way the arrest was made.
We had concerns because Mr. Cole, if he did need to be restrained, was restrained into a pliable couch that did impede his breathing, rather than being taken down to the floor, which might be customary.
I did reach out to Shelton police tonight for an interview, but did not hear back. As for Cole, the suspect in that video, he is facing several charges for the incident, including interfering with an officer, risk of injury to a child, and 7 counts of violating a protective order. He's due in court on February 16th. Jen, Brent, back to you.
All right, Gabby, thank you. And we are following breaking news at 10 here in Woodbridge, where a person has died in a crash. Woodbridge police say it happened on Route 114 near the intersection with Old Racebrook Road at around 6:30 this evening. A driver heading north went off the road and hit several trees. That driver was the only person in the vehicle and died at the scene. Anyone with information about how that crash happened should call Woodbridge police.
Well, turning now to the forecast, another damp night out there as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, let's check in with meteorologist Ryan Breton now for a first look at the forecast. Weekend sounds good.
Yeah, overall, the daylight hours of the weekend, Brent and Jen, will be pretty nice before our next storm moves in. But you made a good point. It's a little bit damp out there, and temperatures are dropping to right around freezing. So there could be a little bit of patchy black ice that forms later tonight. The radar, for the most part, is clear. A couple of sprinkles around New Haven, maybe a flurry up in the quiet corner. And temperatures are still mostly above freezing, but by tomorrow morning we'll drop to right around or just below freezing in spots. That's why there could be some patches of black ice in the morning. I don't think there'll be anything widespread, but any leftover moisture may freeze up. It's a mostly cloudy start to the day tomorrow, but the day will turn brighter as it goes along. And one nice thing about tomorrow, not much wind with high temperatures around 40. So tomorrow afternoon, it will feel pretty nice to get outside. Tomorrow's dry, and Sunday, actually during the daytime hours, will be dry. Clouds will be thickening up, and by the end of the day Sunday, our next system moves in, and it looks a lot like the one we went through yesterday. A lot of rain for most of us, but a rain snow line not too far away. We'll go through this hour by hour and also talk about another storm middle of next week. Things are getting pretty active around here. Back to you guys.
Okay, Ryan, we'll see you in a bit. Well, new video tonight shows the crash that left a New York City man with severe brain injury after he was chased by state police in Plainfield. Take a close look at this video here from back in October. This was released by 25-year-old Hakeem Thompson's lawyers. You can see Thompson's car crash into a guardrail as it goes from the left to the right side of your screen at the entrance of the Amazon distribution center on Lathrop Road. Now, Thompson, who's from the Bronx, was flown to Hartford Hospital, where his father says that he spent weeks in a coma. Thompson's lawyers say, according to Plainfield police, the crash was not reported for 45 minutes. They are also accusing the trooper chasing Thompson of not helping him after the crash.
What I saw was an individual who rode past that accident scene, sat right there, looked at Hakeem to the right, the vehicle that was in the culvert, that ditch, and then took off. And we have no idea where he left or where he went afterwards.
You won't be able to walk, feed himself, he won't operate independently on his own. His entire life has changed.
Now, we asked state police about the videos, and they say that they're helping Plainfield police and told us to ask them to comment. We did reach out to Plainfield police, and so far, no one from the department has been able to comment.
Well, new at 10, a new Fairfield man has pleaded guilty to murdering and sexually assaulting his roommate more than 5 years ago. 37-year-old Stephen Flood admitted to killing the 55-year-old woman back in April of 2017. Her name has not been released. Investigators said Flood punched and stomped her head before sexually assaulting her. As she died, he stole her jewelry and drove off in her car. Police found him camping up in Union. Flood is scheduled for sentencing at the end of March.
New at 10, a Bethel man is convicted of sexually assaulting a child more than 4 years ago. Danbury State's attorney says that a jury found 46-year-old Nathan Shupp guilty on 3 charges, including 4th-degree sexual assault. Trial evidence showed Shupp inappropriately touched an 11-year-old girl between August of 2018 and February of 2019. He's scheduled to be sentenced at the end of March.
And new at 10, a Waterbury man is under arrest accused of trying to rob a package store in Griswold. 42-year-old Charlie Snowflea faces 4 charges, including second-degree attempted robbery. State police responded to J.C. Spirits in the Jewett City section of town back on December 30th. The arrest warrant says Snowflea walked up to the register and told an employee to give him money while showing a fake gun tucked in his pants. The suspect ran out of the store and didn't take anything. No one was injured. Snowflea is being held on $150,000 bond.
Well, we are following developing news from a multi-town shooting spree that happened this afternoon that left a 20-year-old injured and a shelter-in-place order for some of the residents there. From the information that we've gathered, the incident appears to include 2 cars speeding through Hampden and New Haven. Police dealt with 2 scenes that we witnessed today, one near the Mather Street apartments where residents were ordered to shelter in place, and another on Arch Street where a silver Nissan 4-door sedan crashed. It's not clear yet where this all started, but police say it appears to be a targeted incident.
And tonight, Waterbury police have identified the man killed in that city's first deadly shooting of the year. Police say 35-year-old Edward Bosampro was shot in the common area of a multi-family home on Robin Street after getting into a fight with another man. Residents say this violence happens often, and one woman who doesn't live in the area but was staying with her mom last night said she was shocked by her mom's reaction to it.
She didn't even bat an eye. I was looking at her crazy, like, oh my God, that was gunshots. And she was like, yeah, it happens.
There's still no word on a suspect tonight. If you have any information about the shooting, call Waterbury Police.
An update tonight to breaking news that we first brought you last night at 10:30. We now know the names of the people that were killed in a small plane crash that happened just over the Connecticut border. Police say Benjamin Chavez and Baruch Taub left JFK Airport and were headed to a small regional airport just outside of Cleveland. Shortly after takeoff, the pilot reported a loss of oil pressure while over the Long Island Sound. Air traffic control then lost contact with that plane around 5:30. The plane crashed in a heavily wooded area near Rye Lake in New York.
And Middletown police say tonight several arrests will be made after a fight broke out at a high school basketball game earlier this week. The fight happened after the boys' varsity game between Weaver and Middletown high schools Tuesday night. Middletown school officials postponed sporting events for the rest of the week. No word yet on what started that brawl or how many arrests will be made.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what started a fire at UConn's oldest building in Stores. Officials say that the fire at the historic Whitney House started around 6 o'clock this morning. They say that when fire crews arrived, the house was engulfed in flames. UConn says the building hasn't been used for anything in several years. It just now sits as a historic site on Mirror Lake for students and staff to enjoy.
It's the oldest structure on campus, so there's historical value to it. But the good news is that it was an unoccupied house. There were nobody living here, and no university offices were located there. So there's no worry about that.
Investigators say they're working to find out what happened.